Deep in the heart of the United States, there's an expression, don't mess with Texas. A feisty anthem to the cowboy ethos, I suppose. In the UK, there should be an expression that says, don't mess with British institutions. Today, the wagons are being circled there, and that message is being sent to Donald Trump as he attempts to shake down one of their most sacred icons. And I have the story for you next. The institution I'm speaking of is the BBC, which Trump is threatening to bring down with a ridiculous billion-dollar lawsuit. I say ridiculous because the claim is over a small segment that was deceptively edited in a documentary about January 6th. They have admitted wrongdoing, but Trump is on a warpath to inflict pain and get a big payday. But British leaders are pushing back in a big way. Have a look at this compilation to get up to speed, and then I'll share the British pushback against our vengeful leader.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. Why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it, and they're top echelon.
Director General and the CEO
This
both
is
resigned.
within one of our great allies. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up.
A really, really dangerous moment, I think, for the BBC. I've just been talking to Katie McFarland, who was Deputy National Security Advisor to Donald Trump, very close to him. And she thought he was deadly serious about this case. He wouldn't necessarily be going for the full billion-dollar take, but this is very... Even the legal fees here, Matt, are going to be enormous. And I think the pressure on the BBC is going to be intense. I think Trump is deadly serious about going for them.
And to a lot of people, this looks like an attempt at a shakedown. We've seen him settle with other media companies. Is that what he's trying to do at the BBC? We don't know. But he's claiming he's been really severely harmed, even though, again, nobody noticed this editing problem last year when the documentary actually aired. So what I'm hearing today is a lot of hyperbole, over-the-top rhetoric, claims of election interference, even though, again, this wasn't observed at the time.
He likes putting pressure on people, whether it's individuals, whether it's congressmen, whether it's the press. Actually, three reasons. Reason number two is that Donald Trump's whole theme is fake news, and the BBC played right into his theme. How it essentially created this fake news, which bolsters his whole persona. And the third reason, which is the most upsetting, and he's trying to turn history. We know what happened on January 6th. We know what he did, and by continuing to announce that it's not really what happened, it was a friendly visit. The BBC is doing the same thing. All for those three reasons, it plays right into Donald Trump's hand. And it's unfortunate because Donald Trump does trip over himself every day. And the BBC gave him some really good fodder to play with here.
So the BBC messed up, and the British government could let them twist in the wind. But because this is Trump, and they know better than to give in to the bully and his shakedown, the opposing parties there are finding unique solidarity against him. Have a look for yourself.
Great British institution is under attack from a foreign government. President Trump is trying to destroy our BBC, not because he cares about the truth, but because he doesn't want to get away with his lies. Trump has undermined press freedom in America. Now he's trying to do the same here, disgracefully egged on by the leader of reform. So will the Prime Minister tell President Trump to drop his demand for $1 billion settlement from the BBC? And will he guarantee that President Trump will not get a single penny from British licence fee payers?
Let me be clear, I believe in a strong and independent BBC. Some would rather the BBC didn't exist. Some of them are sitting up there. I'm not one of them. In an age of disinformation, the argument for impartial British news service is stronger than ever. And where mistakes are made, they do need to get their house in order, and the BBC must uphold the highest standards, be accountable and correct errors quickly. But I will always stand up for a strong, independent BBC.
David. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is right that the BBC's independence and impartiality are absolutely crucial. That's why we must stop President Trump from undermining them.
cheers to British unity against Donald Trump during his latest shakedown attempt. I say latest because of his history of using lawsuits to punish his enemies. It's a tactic that blends his two obsessions, greed and power. And the British reaction is also an example of what our two parties did not do when Trump attacked our own media. This moment matters because when a well-respected foreign democracy like the UK stands up to Trump and says, "Don't mess with us," it sends a message that echoes worldwide. This is another important brick in the wall against Trump's tyranny and his personal war on everything.